Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to the next episode of ranking every Doctor Who season from each decade. So I've already talked about how I rank the 60 seasons, the 70 seasons, and of course the 80 seasons. So next it is the 2000 seasons. So this is generally from series 1 down to series 4, or should I say from season 27 down to season 30. If you're going to carry on the modern series with the if you're going to carry on with the modern series being part of the classic series, like some people do, some people don't. I'm the kind of ones that literally do prefer just to call them, seasons 27, 28, 29, and seasons 30. Just so it can help me keep up the numbering in my head, because I do get a bit confused after season 26 when you go to series 1 a little bit. And of course, you've got the movie. So, ranking the 2000 series now. The 2000 series, it is not my best favourite period of Doctor Who. Yes, it did bring the show back when I was younger, but they did do some changes to Doctor Who that I feel like it should not have done. Like the whole romance or the lovey-dovey things between Ten and Rose. It did do some things right, and basically when I say that, that's basically between Series 1 and Series 4, where they kind of got things a bit right. Series 1, 2 and 3 is where they get a little bit hazy. I mean, Series 2 is where they go totally off scale. Series 3 is when they're going back into scale. Series 4 when it goes back on top of the game, for me. So, how do I rank each series and seasons from the modern era? So, are you sitting comfortably? Good, and I shall begin. So, in fourth place, it is season 28, otherwise known as series 2. I physically do not enjoy this series as much as some people do, and that's going to my friend Jamie Arrowsmith. I'm sorry, Jamie, but I just cannot really get into the vibe of series 2. Yes, it is Tennant's first series, and it's not as bad. It is bad, to be honest with you. It's got some good episodes in there, like Rise of Summit, Age of Steel, School Reunion, The Impossible Planet, Satan's Pit, Army of Ghosts, and Doomsday are the episodes I physically do enjoy. The rest of the series is very, very bleh. I mean, you got the Christmas Invasion, which is very, very of a boring type episode where the Doctor just spends 99% of the time sitting in bed, and then the last 5-10 minutes of the episode, he's out, he's having a sword fight, he loses his hand. And then, of course, you have the cringy stuff with Rose. New Earth has got so many issues. I've got so many problems with New Earth. I've already done my review early this year on New Earth, so I'm not going to dive into it. Teeth and Claw, it's an okay episode. It's not one that I physically do go back and rewatch quite a lot. I mean, I do physically enjoy it compared to other episodes, but it's actually quite good. I do quite enjoy it. Again, the one thing that really does pull me out is literally the kind of bantering between Ten and Rose, more like they're a couple instead of it just being the Doctor companion. It feels like the Doctor's taking Rose onto a date, and the date goes wrong and they come across a werewolf. I would prefer it if the werewolf just killed Rose there and then, to be honest with you. I would have just preferred if the werewolf killed Rose. And that's just me. That's what I actually prefer, if the werewolf just basically killed Rose. But it didn't, but the episode's kind of okay. School Reunion, we see the return of Elizabeth Sladen, aka Sarah Jane Smith. And, of course, we see the return of K9. I quite enjoy the School Reunion. I mean, I don't like the whole, again, Rose's jealousy. It really just bugs me how jealous she gets that she's not the first one to travel with the Doctor. And, of course, she's there with Sarah Jane acting with the Rose, like, with her jealousy. It's just like, why? Why? And then, of course, you got Mickey going, oh, mate, the Mrs. and the X. Welcome to every man's worst nightmare. Yeah, just don't care for lines like that. I really don't. Again, we go to Girl in the Fireplace. It's a good episode. I do have to admit, I do kind of enjoy it. But again, Rose's jealousy just absolutely bugs me in this one, because I just don't care. It's literally just being a bit petty and a bit stupid, and I don't really care for Rose at all in the series. She's so much of a step back from her Series 1 counterparts. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that, but I just don't care for Series 2 Rose. I mean, Rise of Summon, Age of Steel is quite good. I really do enjoy the Summon in that episode, and Rose is very murky, but Tennant is actually the best Doctor in his episode run so far. This is where I think Tennant is the most popular Doctor, because of this episode with the Cybermen, and that's what really gets me into Tennant a little bit. Then, of course, we have the Idiot's Lantern. Yeah. I'm just going to skip that episode. I really am going to skip it. Then after that, we have the Impossible Planet and Satan's Pit, which is a kind of a good episode. I do quite enjoy that one. Again, the romance between Ted and Rose hits the first half of it, then the second half of it. It actually gets pretty Doctor Who. It really does get proper Doctor Who from that episode onwards. And then, of course, it ruins by Rose hugging the Doctor, and the Doctor's doing that stupid little grin like, I don't care. Then, of course, you go to Love and Monsters, which is terrible. Fear Her, which is terrible. Then, of course, you got the finale, which is quite good, and I do quite enjoy it. The finale. But, yeah, that's my opinion on Series 2. It's my least favourite series of Modern Who. It's my least favourite series out of all of Doctor Who, to be honest with you. It is my least favourite one. It's one I don't really go back and rewatch quite often. If I was going to go back and rewatch Series 2, I'll just watch my favourite episodes, which basically is just Rise of the Sun, Age of Steel, Satan's Pit, and the Impossible Planet, and then of course Army Ghost and Doomsday. They're the main episodes I physically do enjoy. So in third place, we jump into Series 3 with aka Season 29. Season 29 or Series 3, it depends how you look at it. I like to class these as part of the continuation of Classic Who instead of different numbering. Quite enjoyable more than Series 2. It's one I physically do enjoy. I don't enjoy the first half of the series, though. It's basically from after 42 is when I really do get into the rest of the series. Now, the first of the series, I just don't know what it is. I just can't get pulled into it. I mean, Smith and Jones is quite a good episode, and so is Gridlock. But the whole thing with Martha doing all the, like, flirty eyes and everything, I don't really get into it. I mean, the Dalek episode, I like the Daleks. They're my favourite villain, and I really think the Daleks are absolutely crap in the two-parter for this series. I really think it should have been a different villain, not the Daleks. I'm sorry to say that, I really do. But when you get to, like, Human Nature and Family of Blood, that's when it gets really good for me. I do enjoy that two-part of the Doctor having to turn himself human to hide away from the Family of Blood. You've got the Scarecrows, so I do quite enjoy that episode. Then, of course, we've got Blink, which is flat-out amazing. It's the very first appearance of the Weeping Angels. It's a very Doctor Light-ish episode, which I do quite enjoy Doctor Light-ish episodes, to be honest with you. I find... Yeah, I know the show's about Doctor Who, but this is the one where it really does work for me. And the fact that the Doctor's stuck in 1969, the year of the moon landing, where, of course, we all know from the Series 6, that's where basically the 11th Doctor is. So, really, the 10th Doctor's in England in 1969, and the 11th Doctor's in America. So, yeah, you kind of got two Doctors in that same time, in that timeline, in that year, which is kind of good, if you think about it. And then, of course, we have the Amazing Trilogy, aka the Mass Trilogy, with Utopia, Sound of Drums, and Last of Time Lords. And this is my second favourite finale from the Tennant era. I mean, it's a fantastic trilogy, absolutely brilliant, and just absolutely pure, just genuinely love it. It's quite good, and I do enjoy it. Second place, it is Series 4, aka Season 30. And I do include the specials in with Series 4. Like, I go by what BBC iPlayer class them as. I know people said their own separate thing, but BBC iPlayer over here in the UK class the specials as part of Series 4. So I'm literally including the specials. Series 4. Well, it is my favourite Tennant series. I flipping love this series. I mean, Tennant and Donna are flat out amazing. I mean, this is the series where I actually just purely enjoyed the 10th Doctor a lot. I mean, I love the friendship between him and Donna. I really love Partners in Crime. Fires of Pompeii, again, it's just another brilliant story. Some people don't like it. I have to be honest with you, I just don't really do enjoy it. Then, of course, we've got Planet of the Ood, which is really brilliant. The Santaran, Stratagem and Poison Sky, fantastic. I love that two-parter, my favourite two-parter out of the series. And then, of course, after that, you've got The Doctor's Daughter, which is an okay episode, not bad. Unicorn and a Wasp, I just can't get into that episode. Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. A fantastic two-parter, and it really is just fantastic. I mean, I love the Hashirada. Hey, who turned out the lights? I mean, I absolutely love Classic Doctors New Monsters Volume 2, which I got here, because the 4th and 8th Doctors come across the Fashionarada, and it's just brilliant, and I do like the Fashionarada. And then, of course, after that, we jump into... I believe it's Midnight. Midnight, I don't really enjoy it. It's got some good moments in there. I mean, I do like the fact the 10th Doctor's on the bus and he's there travelling across the planet at midnight and then something infects his body. It's kind of a good episode. Turn Left, again, I do enjoy it. Not as much as some other people do, but I quite enjoy it. Then the finale, which is basically Stolen Earth and Journey's End. My favourite two-parter. I mean, my second favourite two-parter is definitely the Santaran, but this is my favourite one because we have a fantastic Avengers Endgame type style. I mean, we got the Doctor Who spin-off media, we've got the Sarah Jane Adventures, we've got Torchwood, combined into Doctor Who, facing against the Daleks and Davros and the Reality Bomb. What more do you need? And of course we have Rose come back from the parallel universe again. It does touch up with a little bit of the lovey-dovey stuff, but it's not too much like in your face like it is for Series 2, which is actually kind of good, which is why I really enjoyed it more than Series 2. And then, of course, you've got the Daleks. I mean, the Doctor does basically leave her with the Meta Crisis version of himself, which is human, which is okay. I don't generally mind that. I think that's a good ending for Rose's story. Quite enjoyable. And then, of course, you get to the Christmas special, like the specials, like the Next Doctor, which I definitely think it is the week specials out of the Series 4 specials. Not quite good, not brilliant. I mean, I have also left out the When My Bride, Voyage of the Damned, because them two, I do kind of class them as part of Series 2 and Series 3. But I can't really talk about them because I've already talked about how much them two specials are, because them two are my favourite 10th Doctor specials, where the Next Doctor, yeah, not so much. I genuinely don't enjoy that one as a little bit. I mean, Cybermen at Christmas is quite good, but I think it could have been done so much better. Planet of the Dead, quite enjoyable. I do enjoy that one, to be honest with you. Waters of Mars has got to be my favourite Tennant episode. It is actually my favourite Tennant episode. I just generally love it, the way the 10th Doctor basically just snaps into the time of Victorious, which is quite good. And then, of course, we have the End of Time, which is... it does really fall flat on its face. I mean, I'm generally going to be honest here. See, the first part of it, End of Time Part 1, it builds up so much with the Master coming back, and then, of course, you've got the Doctor and Wilf meeting on, and then you've got the Time Lords there coming back, and then what does it do with Part 2? It just falls flat on its face, and it's not really enjoyable as Part 1 was building up to be with the whole Master race. How does that get cleared? Oh yeah, Rassilon just basically comes and reverts all the humans back into the Master race, back into humans. Yeah. The Doctor's regeneration itself, it's got some good effects, but I physically do not enjoy that line. I mean, that line where it goes, I don't want to go. I just really get so annoyed with it, because every other Doctor has had so many great lines. I mean, Hartnell didn't really have any, but Patrick Troughton, he stand up to the Time Lords. John Pertwee said a tear, Sarah Jane, and then he actually does die. Tom Baker has got one of the best moments of regeneration lines. It's the end, but the moment has been prepared for. Davison, yeah, you know what? I love his story. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, I absolutely love the way it goes. I might regenerate. I don't know. It feels different this time. We don't know what's going to happen to the Doctor. No, does the Doctor, which is quite good. The Sixth Doctor's last lines is basically carrot juice, but he does have a good finale and big finish. The Seventh Doctor basically just gets shot, and then he gets operated on, and then he's there trying to warn them, say, no, he's out there, the Master. The Eighth Doctor is physician here myself. The War Doctor, oh, of course, wearing a bit thin. I mean, the Ninth Doctor was absolutely saying, you are absolutely fantastic, you know what, so was I. And then Tennant just goes, I don't want to go. It's just like, get your hand and go to the 10th Doctor, because it absolutely does my generally reading, it does. So that is me ranking the 2000 series from Series 1 to 4, or aka Seasons 27 down to 30. Join me next time where I rank from the 2010s, which is one of my other favourite Doctor Who decades. I really do enjoy the 2010s a lot more than the 2000s. If I was going to say what it is in general, that would be an interesting video for me to rank each decade of Doctor Who. So I probably will do that at the end of this series, where I'll probably do an extra video and rank all of the decades together, like the 60s, 70s and 80s, the 2000s, 2010s and 2020s, so you can see how much I do enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and join me for when I rank the series from the 2010s. Have a cracking day.